I would like everybody to find a space where they can stand comfortably. I'm just going to point myself downwards a little bit so you can see me a bit better. And just begin, as we normally do, with your feet just wider than shoulder width apart. And begin to take some deep breaths. Closing your eyes and bringing your attention inside the body. And just ask yourself, like, where am I at today? How tight do I feel? How loose? Am I tired? Am I awake? And just keep breathing really deeply. Now begin to pay attention to what's happening in your feet. Pay attention to the weight. Keep breathing all the time. And ask yourself, is my weight more front, meaning in the balls of my feet towards my toes, or at the heel? Is my weight more in my left foot than my right foot? And now just make some small adjustments with your pelvis and find the place that you are evenly distributed between left and right and between front and back. And once you've found that place, I would like you to begin a roll down. So the roll down is going to be tucking your chin to open up the muscles at the back of the skull and rolling down as if you're peeling yourself off a wall, vertebrae by vertebrae, bending the knees slightly as you get down. Be nice and slow with this movement. When you're slow with movement, you're able to be much more aware of what's going on during that movement. And just note to yourself where you're feeling tightest. Keeping the head nice and relaxed. And the arms and the shoulders doing nothing. When you get to the bottom, take a deep breath and let everything go loose. Then when you roll back up again, press into the ground with your toes, lifting your arches. Press your knees back, lifting your kneecaps with the muscles in your thigh. Engaging the muscles in your glutes to bring your pelvis over your feet. Rolling and restacking in sequence from the bottom to the top of your spine. Finishing last with the head. And extend the head at the end of the movement and find a place where it rests on top of the spine. Take a deep breath and relax. So we're going to do this next one all together. So come back up to standing for those who are still rolling up or rolling down. And we're going to start again, but this time doing it together. So making sure to start with that chin tuck, opening up the back of the head. Keep that chin nice and tucked and feel that stretch at the back of the head. Roll down into the neck, breathing all the time. And now into the mid-back. And just notice at this point if your lower back starts to change, or if your hips start to move backwards. I want you to bend in the mid-back before you bend in the lower back. Imagine you are peeling yourself up against that wall, and that wall is stopping you from pushing your hips back. You should be down towards the lower back now, beginning to bend the knees slightly. Keeping those arms and that head completely relaxed. Your head will want to stand again. Your head will want to keep looking up forwards, but just check in on it, make sure it's nice and floppy. You should be reaching the end of the movement about now, and start to take some deep breaths here, breathing in really deep, and breathing out. Once again, I'm going to do this 2 more times. Breathing in. 1. And again, breathing in. Relax on that out breath. And rolling back up. Engaging the arches. Squeezing the toes into the ground. Lifting the kneecaps by engaging the thighs and straightening those knees. Using the buttock muscles to bring your lower back on top of your pelvis and your pelvis on top of your feet. Feel how the lower back stacks and the shoulders return as you unroll and put your head on top of that stack. Take a deep breath and relax yourself. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go into a rotation movement. Similar kind of speed, and this is really just to bring your awareness into your spine, these movements. Gaining better control and better ability to understand how your spine is moving during your everyday. So, standing and imagining you have a string that's pulling the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. So bring that crown of the head upwards and straighten yourself, nice and tall. Then look slowly over your left shoulder. As you look, I want to do the same thing, going top down in your spine. So starting with the head and the neck, moving into the mid-back. Now with this movement, as we rotate all the way around, I would like you to make sure that your pelvis faces forwards. Just check in right now on whether your pelvis is following your spine. If it's following it, just bring that pelvis back to the front again. And I want you to rotate fully in your spine before you allow that pelvis to follow. When you allow that pelvis to follow, rotating all the way down to the feet. Once you've reached your end range, start coming back from the bottom up. So rolling in the feet, rolling in the knees, hips, lower back, mid-back, neck. And the same to the other side, starting with the head, lifting that crown, rotating, neck, mid-back. Keep those hips facing forwards until your spine is done rotating. Hips, knees, feet. Feel that roll in your feet as you get to the end range. Coming back, starting bottom up. Feet, knees, hips, lower back, mid-back, neck. Back to the other side. We're going to do 2 more each side. Neck, upper back, lower back, hips, knees, and finishing with the feet. Coming back from the feet. And just try and notice if there are any areas in your spine or your legs or your hips that feel like they're just not contributing to this movement as much as they could. Going back to the right, starting with the head. Really look out that neck before you get to the mid-back. For me, it's my mid-back rotating to the right. I just feel like it's a little bit sticky there. So when you feel that stickiness, just breathe into it and see if you can use your concentration to get that part of your body to move. Coming back from the feet first, bottom up. This will require some thinking about, definitely. Okay, 2 more. Looking to that left. Rotating from the top down. Back from the bottom up. It's a really nice movement to gain coordination and rotation. And you should be noticing that each time you do it, you can see a little bit further round. You are increasing the range of movement. Your capacity is improving as you're repeating these gentle, slow movements. Okay, lastly we're going to go into side bending. Again, starting top down, Dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder and allowing that stretch in your neck to pull the shoulder up and then pull the ribs and then pull the lower abdomen on the side and the hips, reaching down as if you were stroking down the outside of your left leg towards the floor. Coming back from the bottom up, lifting the hips, the ribs, the shoulder, the neck, and dropping to the other side. Dropping that neck, and then the mid-back, feeling that stretch, pulling you down. And allow the hips to drop to the opposite side as you get to the bottom of this movement. As soon as you let those hips flop out to the left, if you're bending to the right, you'll notice that your range of movement improves drastically at the end there. Bringing yourself back up from the bottom up, and we're going to repeat these movements 3 more times each side. And again, each side you're asking yourself, is this part a little bit sticky? Is there any parts of my spine that are not contributing to this movement as much as they could? It helps to close your eyes and really feel that movement descending from the top to the bottom of your spine. Breathing all the time. At the bottom, let the hips drop out to the opposite side as you reach down the outside leg. And for those who are feeling a little bit of discomfort, like coming back up, make sure you coordinate the in-breath with returning. So you breathe in to come back up. The in-breath requires muscle tension. So the active breathing in will improve that muscular activation that will be bringing you up against gravity. So when you reach the bottom, breathing in to come up. And gradually dropping to the left-hand side again. So the last one each side. Finding those parts that feel a little bit stuck and just paying attention to them. Relax into them, don't push through. Come back up. And drop to the side. For me, when I'm going to my right, it's my mid-back again. It just feels like it's not joining in as much as it could. Coming back up. Fantastic. Okay, now getting the hips warmed up. So hands on your hips. And this is really good for the hips and the lower back. So just making large circles. And making your head go in the opposite direction to your hips. Bending your knees slightly to get a little bit more range. And feel how that stretches around the hips themselves. Big circles. And we're going to do another 10 of these. 5 each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great. Standing now. Same circles, but this time in isolation of your upper body. This is very, very good for the lower back. So, bend your knees ever so slightly. Begin to keep your upper body isolated. It helps just to hold onto your upper body as if you're crossing your arms over your chest, so you're aware of how much it's moving. And begin to circle your hips underneath your upper body. And it looks like an 80s dance move, and it kind of is, but it's very good for lower backs. 1, 5 each side. 2, use your glutes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we're going to do 10 each side. 8, 9, 10, but just because I lost count. 1, going back to the other side now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bigger circles. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come back to standing. Okay, going into reaches now. Again, feet slightly wider than shoulder width. Nice bent knees. And this should allow you some freedom to shift your weight to left and right. So just experiment with that shift of weight. And as you're shifting your weight, we're going to begin to reach. So as you reach, you're going to start with right arm up, left arm down. And really, as you reach with the right arm up, left arm down, you want to feel it torsion in the mid-back. So the idea is to move the parts in between your shoulder blades. So that's where your focus should be as you do these reaches. Keeping your head nice and straight, looking forwards. Oh, feeling that stretch. Shifting the weight slightly to the other side and feeling that in the opposite. Really open up that mid part of your back. For those who are a little bit more rounded in the back, I would like you to now try and stand up nice and straight, using the buttock muscles to keep you stable and keep reaching. Okay, we're going to do let's do another 20 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, make sure you reach equally down and up. 5, 6, 7, 8, feel that spine moving, not just the shoulders. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, faster with these last ones. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax. Same position with your feet now, but this time we're going to go a little bit lower in the knees, starting to get those quads activating. This is uncomfortable, find a position that you can do, even if that's fully standing, it doesn't matter. For those who want a little bit more load, go lower into this squat. Grade it according to your body. When you're there, we're going to be reaching down towards the floor. So right hand dives down towards the left foot as that left hand comes back up. It helps to actually form a T shape at the beginning as you do this. Diving now that left hand towards that right foot and coming back up. This is a great strengthening movement for the spine and the legs. And we're going to do 20, okay? So find a position that you are comfortable in now. So right hand to left foot, T shape. 1, 2, 3. Come up each time. So you'll fix a point with your eyes as you come up, but make sure that you know that you're standing before you go down again into the next one. I've lost count, so we're going to start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, touch those toes. 9, 10, 11, 12, look in the direction you're going now. 13, 14, 15, 16, come up each time. 17, 18, 19, 20, good. Coming back to standing, bringing feet back together. Now, bringing yourself into a lunge position, stepping forwards. An easy lunge. We don't want it to be too wide, just nice and easy, so you should feel stable in this position. Feel free to allow your heel at the back to come off the ground a little bit. That heel allows freedom of movement to occur in the pelvis, and it's very good for punching, ask any boxer. So, nice, even lunge position, and we are going to be doing some forward reaches now. First with the right hand, then with the left. And we're going to do 10, switch legs, do another 10, switch legs, do 10, switch legs, do 10. So, grade it according to what you're going to be comfortable with, because we're going to do a lot of these because they're great. Okay, reaching forwards now. Right hand, reach. Left hand, reach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that back hand should be reaching towards the chest, so your elbow is going behind you. Switch legs, come back into your left foot forward and reach. 1, 2, remember that back elbow, think about that back hand going right behind you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch again. Reach for the right hand. 1, 2, 3. Now this time, no, let's just keep it how it is. 5, 6, 7, 8. But really thinking about that rotation at the back. 9, 10. Switching legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. Coming back to standing. Close your eyes and just check in on how your spine feels. How much more aware of your spine are you now than you were at the beginning? Good. Bring yourself into all fours. And we're going to be bringing in the cat and the cow movements. So, for this, we're going to work in the same way that we did with the roll downs. We're going to work top down. So you're going to tuck your chin and try to push your spine towards the ceiling, looking for that real arch in the spine. And at the end of the movement, make sure you tuck that pelvis underneath. So you're really trying to tuck your tailbone down towards your feet, really fully arching. When you're here, breathe deep and breathe out. Notice which breath is easier, the in-breath or the out-breath. Beginning now to come back up. Looking with your head first, then dropping your shoulder blades down towards the back pockets of your trousers, dropping that chest towards the floor. And you should feel your shoulder blades at this point pinching down so that you can feel that skin fold in between your shoulder blades. As you do, then start to tuck that pelvis underneath, pointing the tailbone towards the sky. And breathe here. Which breath felt easier, the in-breath or the out-breath? Tucking that chin again, working from the top down, pushing towards the ceiling. Tucking that tailbone underneath, breathing deep. Tucking that head again, looking up towards the sky. Feeling that descend your spine as you tuck that shoulder blades together, down towards your back pockets, finishing with your tailbone. Breathe deep. This time when you look down, try and use less effort. Breathing all the way through. Relax into the movement as you push your spine away from the floor. Use minimum effort. Why use all of your muscles when you only need to use a few? Breathing deep at the end. Coming back up. Dropping those shoulder blades. If you can't talk while you're doing this movement, you're not breathing. At the end, take a deep breath. And relax your body back to normal tabletop. Good. Okay. So now we're going to go into let's come into a nice child's pose position, but with a little bit of a toe stretch. So tuck your toes underneath. Bring your toes underneath your body. Reaching your arms forwards as far as you can. Bringing yourself onto your fingertips. As if you were like your hands were like a spider rather than a squashed spider. And then with those fingertips, push yourself back down towards your heels. And it's quite a different feeling to when you just sink your body weight back, leaving your hands behind. As you push, you begin to activate the upper chest and the shoulders. Breathing deep here. Relaxing. As you relax, flatten your hands down against the floor, let your shoulders rest. And bring yourself back towards your heels. Feeling that really nice spinal opening position that child's pose gives you. And coming back to tabletop. Now, tucking your toes underneath and bringing your feet back into plank position. For those who are finding plank position a little difficult, drop your knees to the floor and keep your knees on the ground. For those who can do full plank, go into full plank. And we're going to hold this for 20 seconds. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Drop the knees, come back into child's pose. Breathing deep. Good. Coming back up into tabletop. And this time bringing your hands back down towards your hips and drop yourself down towards the floor. Keeping your chin tucking forwards, tucking those toes underneath again. And while your hands should be next to your lower ribs. So just check with where your hand position is. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go into a baby cobra. So start with the chin, and your chin is the director of this movement. Closing your mouth, bringing your tongue to the roof of your mouth and directing your chin towards the sky. As you do, allow that to extend the rest of your spine, pushing up with your hands. Being gentle with yourself, making sure that you engage your glutes and coming up onto your knees for those who can, coming up onto your toes for those who are a bit more ambitious, and rolling back down for the floor. Once again, if you're feeling pinching in your lower back, then engage more in your glutes and your legs, almost as if you're squeezing your legs together, engaging the inner thigh. If it helps, put your legs together so that you can feel a little bit of engagement inwards, and that should stabilize your lower back. Bringing your chin towards the sky, feeling it descend the spine, pushing in the hands, lifting, and back down. Going to do 3 more of these. Relax at the bottom and go as far as you're comfortable. Chin towards the sky. Arching, rolling up. If that's as far as you get, that's great. Pushing and back down. Remember, you've got the knees as an option. Coming back down, relaxing at the end. Lifting. And back down. Last one. Relax at the bottom. Bring yourself up, chin. Mid back. Shoulder blades tucking in. Pushing. Engage the glutes and the thighs. And back down. Tuck the toes to come back into tabletop. And rest back into child's pose. Feeling your spine opening up once again. Good. It's nice to rock just gently from side to side in this position and take some nice deep breaths. So I'm just going to check the time. Aha, good. So we're half an hour in already. So, for those who need to go, feel free to go. We're just going to spend another couple of minutes in a kneeling position, just stretching out the spine and breathing. So, bring yourself to a kneeling position and just feel how you are in this position at the moment. And begin to take some really nice deep breaths. Breathing out and relaxing your spine, rolling your head down in this kneeling position, just allowing your spine to collapse as you relax, and breathing deeply. Breathing in to come back up. Keep breathing deeply as you just roll down in this kneeling position once again, just allowing that spine to curl into flexion, breathing and relaxing, finding the least effort with this movement possible, so that you enter the rest of your day with a nice loose and relaxed spine that is woken up and your attention. So that's where we're going to finish today. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed today's session on the spine with a little bit of a workout today. And hopefully I'll see you next week.